Okay, so here are the 5 different ways that I recommend to get in touch with and trust your intuition. Number one, learn to recognize it when it shows up. I think that's the most important thing. But how do you know that it's your intuition? There's a few different ways that I've come up with. The first way is that intuition is that instant knowing that oftentimes doesn't make any sense and you have no idea why you're feeling the way that you feel or knowing something and not knowing how or why. In fact, that's my motto about intuition. I know, but I could never explain to you how I know or why I know. It's a sudden experience, shall we say. It's just a feeling, a sense, just something pulls you toward it or pushes you away from it. And I think part of learning to trust it and learning to experience it is that you've got to be open to receiving it. If part of you is in skeptic mode all the time and thinking, oh, this doesn't make sense, then yeah, your intuition is going to be drowned out. And by the way, your intuition has been waiting patiently for you to listen and trust it. And the more you do, which leads me into number two, the more you trust it and practice it, you're exercising that muscle, that intuitive muscle, and it gets stronger and stronger. And at least for me, the more I trusted it, the more I realized, oh, yeah, this is not leading me astray. This is important. So that's number two. Practice, practice, practice. And next time you feel the strong need to say something or even to not say something, listen to it and see what happens. I've had so many times where I just felt like I needed to say something and I held back, and I learned later that, ooh, I should have said that. And the reverse is true as well. I felt as though I shouldn't say something, and I found out even years later, oh, that's why I didn't say that. That person wasn't ready to hear it. The third little method that I highly recommend is to really know that you do know. So here's a little fun little exercise that I do all the time with people. When you find yourself saying, "Oh, I don't know," immediately say to yourself, "What if I did know?" Well, if I did know, this is what I would do. There is that part of you that does know, and it's important to trust it and play that little game with it because that instant answer that you get is the accurate answer. So, for example, you're sitting at a traffic light and all of a sudden you just feel like I should turn left instead of right. Listen to it, and you're going to find out why. Had you turned right, maybe there was a traffic jam, or maybe you would have gotten into an accident or run over a dog or something. So trust that, and you might discover why it was going on. And number four, tune in. I find that as you expand your awareness and expand your consciousness through meditation or yoga or conscious breathing or whatever works for you, that is the best way to help yourself to start to tune in. Try various methods. Do whatever works for you. Intuition does show up in the dream state. So trust that too. A lot of times we're so busy in this world and so caught up in our rational thinking that we bypass the intuitive knowing, and it only shows up in the dream state. So trust that too. And I do find that the most powerful way to trust our intuition is to neutralize the false beliefs that are running us, all of those subconscious notions that say we don't deserve, or I'm not powerful and I shouldn't trust. All of that stuff is getting in the way. And just a shameless plug, my Perfect Life Awakening courses are all about dissolving those false beliefs so you can get to the origin of what's holding you back. The last one is to give yourself permission to know. If you find yourself again getting caught up in that knowingness or even fear, just trust yourself and realize there is nothing to be afraid of. You will not be misled. You will not be led astray by your intuition. It might lead you down some pathways that don't make sense at first, but looking back at them, you'll see that, oh, okay, that was why I went in that direction. So trust where your intuition is leading you. It's not going to lead you astray. I can't emphasize that enough. It might open some doors that you had no idea about, and it might show you some things that might go against your logical, rational mind, and it might bring up some fear, but you've got to trust it. Thank you so much, and go out there and trust your intuition.